Yeah, the essence first. The Sisusa, a moo no madum once. Sa no masaso. Bandu be say 3 to 4 days there.
For the power, it's okay as before. Than before. Sorry. Everything is okay. Everything is working fine.
Industries went down. I particularly had a plastic manufacturing company that had to lay off over 65 workers.
Reliable power supply in the country is a major concern. The prolonged power crisis crippled a lot of companies. Over 55 small and medium-scale enterprises folded up, while 885 lost a sum of 250 million cedis due to the power crisis. Although the power situation has normalized, most companies are still struggling to bounce back. As for the small setups such as millers, electricians and repairers, it was a tough time as their livelihood evolved around power. Here at this yard in Adabaka is 48-year-old electric welder Peter Addo. He has been in the welding business throughout his life and attracted many customers. But Peter has lost most of his customers and incurred debt due to the erratic power supply.
Because obimo skase ubeye adwuma obama no 2-3 days no obaba na light off nti no wose nimpa na ba na oni obaye kasakasa ono onti wase ze yedum light ono wo light woni fie obaba ba bia wona light ni wa no no obaye kasakasa ba sisi ade light no eye.
Peter is not alone. Akufo Addo is an electronic gadget repairer at the Circle Tiptoe Lane. He has also been in the business for 16 years and according to him, he could not help but to spend 70 Ghana cedis daily for 3 years to power his generator just to continue working whenever there is power outage, which crippled him.
It's really affected us in every aspect of the work. Coming to the hardware side and the software, we do both flashing and repairing, but when there's a shortage of power, it affects all the way around. So it's caused that we have a standby generator or maybe a power stability just to support us.
However, firms such as manufacturing industries using strategies such as generators were ineffective in reducing the negative impact of outages, as most of them had to cut down costs by laying off workers.
A number of plastic enterprises, a number of factories had a real shock and they lost revenue and also shut down a number of factories. That we have really assessed, and we're still compiling the report for our records. So there was a significant impact on industries.
According to the Vice President of the Association of Ghana Industries, Humphrey Enim, although there has been significant improvement, it is also prudent for government to come up with timelines.
The ministry still recognizes that then there are need for a number of interventions to reduce the economic cost, and that is what we urge government to do, that there should be more savings, and the various IPP contracts that have already been negotiated and they inherited, they should still strive and see how best cost of power could be reduced.
Since the power crisis, government has come up with some intervention. In 2015, government under the John Mahama administration signed the car power deal to provide a total of 450 megawatts capacity of power to directly feed into the national grid for a period of 10 years. The deal was also estimated to save the country $120 million annually. In 2016, government also allocated a total of 884 million cedis to the Ministry of Power to enable the Electricity Company of Ghana continue with the sub-transmission automation and distribution projects and the implementation of Ghana Compact 2 to put ECG and NETCO on the path towards operational turnaround. After criticizing the car power deal, Nana Addo's government has extended the deal from 10 to 20 years and will move from using heavy fuel oil to natural gas when it moves the vessel from Tema to Takoradi. The renegotiated agreement is still in Parliament. The national consumption is estimated at 14,000 megawatts hour yearly. Recently, the Public Utility Regulatory Commission revised the utility tariffs where the residential setting pays 17%, non-residential pays 30% and special load tariff is pegged at 25%. This move was to give some sort of relief to consumers. But according to the head of the public relations at the Commission, the decision was informed by quantifying the financial viability of the utility companies, which include the cost of production, transmission and distribution, as well as consumer interest.
This year alone, we've rolled on 2 tariffs for electricity. The first one was a major tariff review that was published in March. Later last month, we rolled on also the automatic adjustment formula. What happened earlier in March, that was 15th of March, was a major tariff review. And 2018 was time for us to roll on a major tariff review. So a request was sent to the utilities to bring their proposals, and we went through the process in coming up with the tariffs.
Again, he said the major tariff review, which saw some reduction, was done on an average based on the consumption brackets one falls within.
In a country that is estimated to consume 14,000 megawatts hour of power yearly, it is evident that the people rely on power both at home and in the working environment, such as this construction site. But when there is the intermittent supply of power, what then happens to productivity? And of course, one can assume nothing, and this affects the nation's economy and development as well.
But the head of public relations and external affairs of the PURC, Bawa Munkaila, says the country now produces enough power supply in the national grid.
We produce more than we even need. So some plants sometimes are redundant, or some capacity have been redundant based on when there is the need for more. So because electricity cannot be supplied and stored, we supply as and when demand grows.
So